A good morning to you, everyone, and I trust you are staying safe. So, I've always insisted that when it comes to farming, especially when you are starting fresh, it's very important that you do your best to reduce your costs as best as possible. And that has been the strategy with which I'm going about mine. Today, we are looking at how to construct a simple but very effective and affordable chicken house. I haven't done this before. I'm no expert in carpentry. I have no experience in carpentry. But then, like I said, try and minimize your cost as best as possible. So I decided that I will learn how to do this and do it myself. I'm sure the final thing might not be like how it would be if an expert did it, but then we will see how it turns out. But in this video, I'm going to show you the basic things that you need to construct a simple but very effective chicken house in your home. You have to do this yourself because if you go to contract a carpenter to do it, it will increase your cost. Typically, in my country and where I'm located within that country, if I had to go and contract a carpenter to do this for me, he wouldn't charge me anything less than $80 to $100. But if I can do this myself, I get to save that money and probably even invest it back into the farm. Yeah. And by so doing, I'll also be learning a skill and then benefiting from the exercise of the energy I put in it. So I think that it's a win-win-win situation for me on all fronts. Now, these are the things that you need. So you need some pieces of wood. Now, what you see here, some people would prefer to use a 2x4. I'm using a 2x2. It's equally effective. And these are going to serve as the skeletal framework of the coop. So when I start the construction, you see what I mean. But this will serve as the skeletal framework and also serve as the stands. And they will be giving the coop its blueprint with regards to the layout and everything in between. And then this is the roofing sheet. Yeah, as you can see, that's the roofing sheet. So that will obviously be used to roof it when it's done. Now, because I believe in doing things yourself as best as possible and as often as possible to cut down your cost, I took the liberty to get some tools for myself. And these tools have helped me greatly. So here I have my hacksaw, then I have my wooden saw, I have my hammer, and then I have my tape measure. Now, in the tape measure, you see this brand, Inco. They are a new brand here in Ghana, but I think they are a brand that existed way before now, but they've just made strides into my country, and they are really good. Their products are good. I use their knapsack sprayer, and it's excellent. And then, yeah, and disclaimer, I'm not taking anything from them for this advert. I'm just a happy customer that is just talking about the immense benefits I've derived from using a product. And then here you have this bigger netting. This is going to be used for the floor of the cage. I'll use this in addition to the smaller meshed wiring. And this would be the foundation or the base that the chickens will be stepping on. I'm going with this option instead of using planks of wood because I want it such that when the chickens poop, it wouldn't stay in the chicken house with them, but it will fall through the floor or fall through their foundation that they stand on in the chicken house and then go down to the floor so I can just get rid of it quickly. That way, the coop wouldn't leave any smell and then the risk of bacterial infection would also be greatly eliminated or reduced. Now, the next one you need is this thin meshing. I hope you can see. Yeah. So you need this, and this is what I'm going to combine with this to serve as the base that they will step on so that they don't fall through. I also use this to wrap up the sides of the chicken house. I settled for this because, you know, it will allow a lot of ventilation to get into the chicken house. And if you are familiar with poultry, usually the problem neighbors would have with you having poultry in your home is the smell. So if you can set up your chicken house such that the smell or the probability of smells being generated from the chicken house is very low, then it's a win-win for you. You get to just do your thing and you don't also inconvenience your neighbors. And I think it's a plus in that direction. So that's how come I settled for this. And then as part of my tools, I also got this. This is used to cut these thin wire meshing. Yeah, I have a hacksaw, but that would delay. And also with the wire meshing, because they are going to be stepping on it, I bought the one that is coated. You see the coating is coated with plastic so that it's comfortable for the chickens to step on. Yeah, so then I bought some nails as well. Now these nails are obviously going to be used to hold together the wood and basically hold everything together, including the meshing and everything, because that is the way to go. So these are the things that I have. Just to go back for you to appreciate, there's the meshing, the thinner meshing, smaller meshing, and then there's the bigger meshing. This is going to be used for the foundation that the chickens will be stepping on and also living in the coop with. And then the thin meshing would also be used to cover the cage. And then these are my tools. Yeah, I planned my DIY lifestyle long ago. So anytime I see tools that will help me and the prices are affordable, I do my best to get them. And I got these tools. So that's the wooden saw, the hacksaw, that's my hammer, that's my tape measure. And then this is the roofing sheet that I spoke to you about earlier. And then these are the pieces of wood. This is going to serve as the skeletal framework of the coop. Yeah. So basically, these are the things that I have gotten. And I told you earlier, I don't have any carpentry experience. I've never done this before. I don't have any education in carpentry. And I'm not getting coached by any carpenter. There's no carpenter standing beside me here. I'm alone. I've just learned some things off of YouTube, learned some things off of the internet, derived a concept in mind. I spoke to one farmer. Yeah, let me give a shout out to Watara Farms. He's also on YouTube. Very nice and friendly person. He doesn't know me in person. I don't know him. We had never met. I just saw him on YouTube. I called him, and this guy took his time to give me a lot of great advice. Watara Farms, shout out to you if you ever get to see this. You can look him up on YouTube. He's doing an excellent job in a small space, but he's very effective. Let's go there and subscribe and support his channel. And so back to what I was saying. I don't have any experience in all this. I'm just doing it myself because as a beginner, you need to learn to start small and cut costs as best and often as you can without sacrificing on the quality of what you are trying to do. So there you have it. I hope you would also take a cue from this. I'll do my best to put out another video on what I would do in putting this together and building the chicken coop. And I'm hoping that through this, some of you also learn to do some things yourself. Trust you me, we are capable of a lot of things. Just that sometimes we just block our minds off and we think that because we have the money to pay, we just pay somebody to do it. I can easily pay somebody to do this. But then the goal of financial freedom is not just about earning a lot so you become financially free, but it's also about learning to cut down your expenses. So to the point, if you can do it yourself and you have a bit of time, try and do it yourself. Save the money and invest it into a venture. That way, you grow your money. Subscribe to the channel if you are here to do so. Turn on the post notifications. I will catch you on the next one.